Let's retire, I think. We can cover anything else tomorrow. Give him some time to digest what we've told him.
Then who's bunking with who? The rooms upstairs are, of course, occupied.
Matt offers space in his room, but upon going to his room, it's literally just a lazy boy chair in front of a gigantic TV with a mattress on the floor in the corner with a pillow. He says, "I'll sleep on the lazy boy. You guys can use the bed." This room looks like it's owned by a serial killer. Tarp over the window, and it's entirely barren otherwise.
Oh God, Matt, you live like this.
Matt lived like this upstairs above a strip club.
No offense, buddy, but I'm good. Dimico, if you want, by all means, I'll sleep on the floor outside or something. I don't know.
Is there a room that you provide us?
I can throw a mattress in the back of the van.
Are there no more rooms upstairs? Just Matt's?
Matt's, Fox's, and Fifi's.
Oh, yeah.
They can share my room and I can sleep in the tattoo parlor. I definitely have a space in there that I've made to hide out, like a little hidey hole.
What does your apartment look like, Fox?
It is relatively Spartan. There's a bed and there is a tarp and bedroll under the bed, which is where Fox actually sleeps. He doesn't actually sleep in the bed, he sleeps down below it. There are a few band posters up on the wall from the early 80s, and not much else. It doesn't have a lot of personality. Makes for a decent guest room. Fox just goes there and sleeps. It's not a space that he lives in any way.
Got a dresser with an extra pillow and a Bible in it. There's a bathroom. It's got a toothbrush and a toothpaste. It's never been used.
Matt set them up.
I'm
Gotcha.
duplicating a
Yeah,
hotel room off of TV.
I keep finding these things in here. It's weird.
I keep putting mints on the pillow.
I imagine Jackson gets the bed just as a moment of comfort, at least.
Yeah, Dimico's not picky, so long as it's sun tight.
It is indeed. The sun creeps above the horizon, and the day sleep takes you. It is a strange experience, somehow different from the dreams when you were alive. For everyone else, the novelty has almost certainly faded, but for Jackson, this night of dreams is unsettling. There's a quality to them that you can't name that is strange, and you find yourself dreaming in your apartment. There is a strange man sleeping in your bed. He looks vaguely Middle Eastern, possibly Greek. Longer, lanky hair and a torn fishnet top underneath a black blazer. He looks over and says something to you that you do not remember upon waking. Fox, your dreams, you've been kindred long enough that you're mostly used to them. They've settled into a fairly predictable pattern. You have no premonition ability, so they're mostly running like a beast through the woods, chasing down an animal. Occasionally, you get a strange dream where your teeth fall out or something, but tonight it is one of the wolf dreams. You think when you wake up that you got the kill. Candy, you are dreaming someone else's dreams. You're in a hovel made of rough hewn wood, the roof poorly tiled. The bed is straw and sheep, and you are waiting for father to come home. In the dream, your mother is there, and she says something that you do not understand at first. She speaks Spanish.
Candy? I don't see why she would. She's not that old and she's been mostly in the Pacific Northwest.
Then she finds herself surprised that in a couple of seconds of consideration, you know that she said, "He's late, but he'll be back soon. I promise." When you wake, you will find yourself curious as to if you can actually understand Spanish or if that was just another dream. Matt, you dream of television. There are mashed up, garbled episodes that you watched the other day. For Dimico, it is death. A dreamless sleep like the one before it and the one before it, where you go To lay down, there is a dimming lack of awareness, and then awaking. Hunger checks.
Hey, I don't get hungry. I'm still completely fine.
Oh, fuck.
Just barely made it.
I whiff it. I'm hunger 3. How many nights until my ER watch party night? Sweet.
Tonight,
Thank
that is
God.
the first thing on your agenda.
I wake up and my tummy's growling. I gotta work from ER.
You've spent the last couple of weeks setting it up, and this is the first one that you've managed to get people to go to. You've got 6 RSVPs. You're pretty sure 3 or 4 of them will make it.
So what is the plan as established? Is it to come watch here in the strip club or to go up to my serial killer looking apartment?
Actually, instead of inviting people into your haven and establishment, I would say that you've got somebody else to host it. That was one of the sticking points as to why you couldn't have it earlier.
Ideal. I don't have to prepare for shit.
Their name's
Nice.
Jeff. They're a hardcore ER fan and a Trekkie.
Can I roll a flush?
Go for it. You will enter the next scene flushed with life.
I roll as well.
You're still at hunger 2.
I unfortunately did not make Blush of Life, so I go up to Hunger 2. Hopefully I have a client that I can work that out with.
Luckily, you do have a client this evening, scheduled shortly, first thing on your docket.
Nice.
Jackson specifically, you wake up and Dimico is still dead.
Yeah, that tends to be what a vampire's natural state is, I guess. Yeah, I can imagine he wakes up very confused, not knowing where he is, and then all sinks back in. Stumbles to his feet out of the bed, out of the room, down into the main area of the strip club, I guess, just sitting at one of the stools, contemplating his now unlife.
There is a 45-year-old woman in some seriously skimpy, tattered crop top and cut-off shorts, smoking and pouring drinks.
I'm not going to pay much attention, but he is going to ask for a drink.
She will get you something.
If the other guy who's relatively new to this can drink something, why can't I?
It is at this point that, Matt, you come downstairs, heading out to movie night.
I can imagine he's mid-drink as Matt comes downstairs and he offers a small wave.
Oh no, you don't want to. Matt
He's
comedically stumbles forward. Says, "Oh no, you don't want that."
he's already like swallowing.
The taste is certainly dulled, but it's there. It tastes like she filled half of this with water.
It's watered down as hell. What?
Matt's looking for the bucket already and expecting to hear vomit.
What are you looking for?
The bucket you're gonna. Matt double takes. What, you're fine? Oh man.
What are you talking? It's a drink.
Yeah. And Matt'll scooch in closer and put an arm over your shoulder and say, "Most vampires, they can't handle food like that at all. I tried to take a shot the other day. Like, I work here. My desk is right there." And he points across the strip club to the DJ booth. I drink a
Awesome.
lot. But after being turned, I threw up all the blood I had just drank immediately. That seems to be
Ugh.
how it is for almost everybody. So it seems like you got off good on that one. That's pretty rad.
That's awesome, I guess. The hell are you
Yeah.
up to? Really?
Oh, I
Or-
have to tend to my herd.
I'm just not gonna question it. Have a good time hurting or whatever the
We're
hell you
watching
call it.
ER. Matt will turn the TV in the bar onto the correct channel and say, "It starts in X minutes," and it's very good.
I'll watch from here, I guess, if nobody comes and takes me away.
Now, you should be safe. I was also someone who would have been in trouble elsewhere, Matt says, trying to choose his words carefully. But Candy's good people.
I'm sure she is. I meant more of as in they take me away to tell me about things.
That's true. And Matt heads out.
Have a
It is
good
at this-
time.
It is at this point that Dimico wakes.
As Dimico awakes, he looks around, gets his bearings, sees that Jackson is gone. He assumes they just woke up early and he's still around. He takes out his phone. Hopefully, it was charged overnight. Why don't
Wow.
we do a call? We'll just call her.
Hello. This is
Dimico,
ah
just wanted to let you know we are safe. Things went as well as could be expected. We're scheduled to meet with Oren tonight to introduce ourselves.
good, good.
You got my text, I assume. I'll leave that in your hands. Nothing really to be done unless you find out something specific.
I will keep an eye out.
Is there any message you would like me to deliver to Oren? I don't know if you've made any sort of communication with him before now.
I met with him a week ago, and we discussed plans for the future of the Baron. It went passably. If he demands to know where you came from, yes, tell him do not jeopardize yourself, but just know that
Good.
you'd be going in with a little bit of a handicap.
So long as you don't mind me revealing our connection, I kept it from the coterie only so that there would be no spillback on you with this sire caitiff situation.
Your discretion is why I keep you around.
One last thing. Have you heard about the Sabbat issues? They're at war.
War? I wouldn't call this war. It is a skirmish, nothing more. It can be safely ignored. If
Candi
it,
said that Baron Oren declared a blood hunt on the Sabbat,
I
which
did
is,
hear about that. Strange turn of phrase.
yes,
I believe it was because he intended it to be the bishop.
that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
It also may have been an excuse to commit the gravest of sins.
I wasn't aware that the Anarchs needed an excuse.
Ha! It is still looked down on by respectable kindred, and provides its own dangers nonetheless.
I've heard only rumors.
According to my sources, their numbers are down to 3. The bishop and 2 lieutenants.
If it means anything, they've been mass embracing shovelheads from what I've been told. I should say, they didn't tell me, I overheard it. These shovelheads are being released into the woods, fed to the werewolves, perhaps agitating them so that they come closer to the domain.
That is certainly a problem. It is a problem for Baron Eileen Vargas, the Baron of Vancouver. It may become our problem. The Sabbat have infiltrated Vancouver and aligned themselves with the Anarchs, at least temporarily, to fight the Lupines. The word is that they are a pack of Orionist zealots who are looking to get themselves killed in the most spectacular way they can think of.
Fucking death cults.
Fucking death cults. A
Yeah.
useful piece on the board. It is good to know they are still producing shovelheads. I haven't heard of any in your quadrant. That is to the north, and you are far to the east. If you're
I'll,
active shovelheading, please let me know.
I'll be sure to mention something next time we check in. But that's all I really had. Anything new on the front from last night? The sheriff catch anyone? Any news?
The sheriff has not caught anyone. The elevator has been somewhat tricky to cover up, but Ms. Bentley has been doing a passable job. We may have made contact with a spin reporter. So we will see what we can do. As it is, your friend need not worry any more than we need him to.
Good. Last order of business on that matter. You may already have this information, but I have his family and close associates, people that you may just want to keep an eye on so that they don't get dragged in if someone. It's not really the tower's way, but you never know. Some people are very unethical about how they deal with these.
I will take the numbers down.
I give the coworker's name, I give the father and sister. If you could just make sure that they have a reasonable explanation.
Do you know if he is planning to reintegrate?
I've cautioned him against it. That's his decision. I think he's a little overwhelmed, understandably. Perhaps after tonight or a couple nights, he might have a better idea of what he wants to do himself.
Then I will hesitate until our next call to decide on the
Hmm.
explanation.
That's probably for the best, but at least you can prepare.
And I will make sure that if they try to go to the authorities, they are cut off at the pass as gently as possible.
This is why I enjoy working with a professional.
Thank you, Dimico. The compliment is likewise. Now, if you have nothing else,
Yes.
good evening.
Have a wonderful night.
Best of luck. Click.
Click. Yep. All right. After that, probably 10, 15-minute conversation, he'll head on down to the strip bar.
It is at this point that Candi is waking up.
Wonderful. Teeth hurt.
You're hungry.
Luckily, it's not too bad, but it's annoying.
You take the side stairwell up to the rest of the bar after flushing yourself with life.
Mm.
You meet Dimico as Dimico's coming downstairs.
Good
morning.
evening.
Sorry.
I still do that sometimes myself.
Jackson is sitting at the bar.
Still drinking. He
You
needs
know-
to unburden himself.
Even if you can drink that, humans can too, and they still throw up after a certain point. So you're just gonna hit that limit no matter what, buddy.
I'm taking it slow. I'm just trying to take my mind off of last night.
It also doesn't do anything.
It gives me some semblance of comfort.
I'll let you have that.
Yeah. Are you all right? You look great. But is everything all right?
He does actually look, instead of deathly pale, like most vampires, he looks like a sick human. Yeah, I'm fine. Just trying to take it all in.
That's
One
good.
of the hardest things about this, you're lucky Matt is here. Most of us are around new kindred when we're made, and everyone seems to know so much more than you. It's confusing.
Yeah, at least there's someone to share in my suffering.
Can't
Put a
even
hand on your
nod
shoulder.
and sigh.
Give you a squeeze. Yeah. It'll be all right.
What are the plans for today? We go meet whoever you guys were talking about yesterday?
I believe so. I've got to get someone to run the club if we're all going out.
Darla's working the bar.
Probably talk to Darla.
Mm.
That's the plan for the start of the night. If that goes well, we should still have some time for another vampire history lesson.
All right. Looking forward to it, I guess. Matt went out to his ER watch party, whatever that means.
Oh, okay. Matt's gone. Matt doesn't need to go, but also, is Fox down here?
I haven't seen him. Matt came down, you two at the same time, probably still asleep.
I think he was sleeping over in his tattoo parlor.
Yeah, Fox has not been seen in the club as of yet this evening.
Yep.
Back over at the
Fair enough.
tattoo parlor, Fox has woken. The beast in your belly growls in a familiar voice, demands sin and suffering in the name of the hunt. Luckily, you've got a client lined up with a half an hour of prep time. You meet your client. Human, unfortunately, you haven't got a vampire client yet.
Yeah,
But-
that works out.
One of your more friendly regulars.
Yeah, who's this?
Her name is Beth. She's a straight-laced businesswoman type, but she's got a back piece that you've been working on for the better part of a month now, and she comes in twice a week.
Okay. Hey there, Beth. Back for some more? I'm so glad I haven't scared you away yet.
Oh, no, of course not. Your prices
Come
are
right-
fantastic.
Hey, I'm in it for the art.
Speaking of, what's the tattoo looking like?
Let's see, back piece. I think that Beth has a garden, basically. She's creating a garden of past experiences because she's this straight-laced thing and was very driven and focused and never really had a chance to be soft and really embrace that. So she's like creating this piece with a bunch of interlocking and interweaving flowers and plants that have a variety of meanings for her past self, some of her family, first love, that sort of thing.
Holy
Uh,
shit, dude, that was gorgeous.
That's fantastic. The conversation is light, and she is, of course, a member of your herd, so you don't need to make a check in order to feed from her. Slaking one hunger is customary. Slaking two is possible without serious injury. It would make it so you wouldn't be able to feed from her again this week.
No, I only need the one.
Then you're back down to one. She also tells you that the International Rose Test Garden is closing soon. This is the last chance before all the petals fall off the roses, so you should come visit it sometime. She
Yeah,
works there as a botanist.
I'll make a point to stop by. What are the hours like? I have my own stuff going on during the day, so don't get out much.
I mean, it's outdoors, so it's open all night, but
Oh, okay.
they have tours at 10, noon, and 2. And if you want to come by for one of them, I usually don't do the tours, but I could make an exception.
I'll see what I can do. If I can make it, I'll give you some advance notice. If I can't, then I'll come by afterwards and get some inspiration for the next session.
Of course, I know you're a bit of a night owl.
Just a little bit.
With that, you will finish up your piece. You don't have anyone else scheduled for right now.
So I'd
You head
probably
over to the
work on
front.
her for an hour or so and then finish up. I'll just close up a little bit, put the sign up at the window, leave things ready to go with minimal effort should a surprise client pop up, and head over to the lounge.
Whip on your pager and head out.
Yes.
That works out to be about the same amount of time the ER watch party takes. Matt, the guy's apartment is cluttered. It's very obvious that it was only cleaned for company. And this guy has a serious obsession with Star Wars figures and ships and models.
He's got a collection he's got to show me.
Absolutely. The episode, better than average, 6 out of 10 episode is what the consensus comes to. How, during the lead up or during or after, do you feed?
That's an incredibly good question. I would appreciate any input you might have. The only thought I'd had was to try and do it while we're watching using just my invisibility, but that would have such an effect on somebody who's otherwise not that distracted that it wouldn't really work, would it?
You guys are gonna probably want something like to snack on while you're doing it. Maybe go with someone else into the kitchen, grab the snacks, feed on them while you're in there.
Yeah, I just don't have any way to
You can
change people's
well,
memories of it so they wake up on the floor in the kitchen.
They could be on their feet.
Yeah, like helping them prop up, say they blacked out for a second.
you can
That's
point at one of his figures, tell him to look at it, and then say he hit his head after.
It's only going to work once or twice.
Yeah, that's very true. While Jeff is showing me, is he an inbox or out of box kind of guy?
In-box figurine, out-of-box models.
Understood. But yeah, he shows me a box he had signed by the guy who played Greedo of Greedo, and he falls over in surprise.
And actually, he said he was a Trekkie, not a Star Wars nerd. No, just
I
kidding.
wasn't going to
Go.
bring that point up, but
Yeah, it was
he
both. He said both.
not
All of us
Star
noticed
Wars.
it.
Just being pedantic and funny.
No, no, I
That's
get
great. The kiss, as it's euphemistically called, is euphoric and comes with a small lapse of memory itself. You help him up, muttering an apology, and he doesn't think too much of it. You say that he fainted. He was just so excited. At that point, other people start showing up, and it is quickly no longer a priority as he's greeting everyone and making sure everybody knows where the snacks are and the bathroom is, getting everybody set up.
Can I have fed two off of him and then make reference to the fact to all these people watching a medical show that he looks anemic?
Yes, yes. I would caution that Matt is transparent.
It's not a lie. He does look anemic.
In general, Matt's feeding style shouldn't require subterfuge to have a herd. You could say that you cycle through different shows as people start to get suspicious, but that can bring its own problems.
I want to see if I can learn that cloud memory thing from Candi eventually.
It is a work
Foxness,
in progress.
you've got some resources.
It's a good skill to have.
Back in the club, Candy, what are you up to? Are you dancing or are you scrambling around managing? Are you tending bar?
I needed to talk to Darla because if we're going out tonight, I need someone to watch over the rest of the shit.